Yeah, hi everyone. So in this session, we are going to see about the SAP introduction and the overview of it. Okay, yes. So as a beginner, okay, so we'll be having a many queries regarding SAP. Okay, what is an SAP? Okay, so why we want to learn that? So what will be the opportunity you will be getting after learning that? Okay, so what is an ERP? Okay, so what is the latest product in SAP which I can learn, so where I can able to switch off my career? So there will be a lot of queries and a lot of things will be there. Okay, so all the things, so we are going to clear that today in this session. So we are going to give the complete introduction about SAP and the ERP and our latest SAP S/4HANA product, right? Yes. So this is what we are going to have it here. Okay, yes. So as a beginner, so just have a clear idea about this. So this will be your foundation. Okay, so maybe so next a couple of sessions you will be having some foundations here. So just want to make you comfortable on working on SAP. Okay, first thing, you want to make yourself comfortable. Okay, so just understand SAP, understand the terminologies, so why we are learning this and all these things. Okay, then it will be very easy to get into that, right? Yes. So let's get into that. Okay, yes. Okay, so here first we are going to start with the introduction part. Okay, so the introduction part, the complete introduction part here. So we are going to start with the introduction to, okay, to ERP here. Okay, the first thing, we are going to have the introduction about the ERP. We are going to have the introduction about that SAP, and of course the introduction about S/4HANA, our latest product which you are going to learn here, right? Yes. So let's begin here. Okay, yes. Okay, so coming into the ERP. Okay, so if you enter into this ERP part, okay, so what is this ERP stands for? Okay, so let's start here. Okay, so what is this ERP stands for? Okay, so the ERP stands for, okay, you can able to clearly see, okay, it is an enterprise resource planning here. Okay, so you just means to say as enterprise resource planning. In this, what is this enterprise? If we can just decode this, okay, we can just try to decode this, you will be getting a better understanding on this. Okay, so in the enterprise resource planning, this enterprise denotes a company. Okay, enterprise means it's for a company. Okay, resource means what is the resource we have for this company. So what are the resources we have in this company? For an example, we have the manpower. Okay, we have the machine, we have money, so we have a lot of assets and all other things, right? So everything, okay, everything is working for a company, right? So enterprise means it's for a company, and resource means what is the resource in an existing resource what we have in this company. And the planning in the sense, okay, for a company, okay, using an existing resource. Okay, just have my point very clearly. Using an existing resource, for an example, if I'm going to implement SAP, I'm not going to buy some 100 machines or 100 labors into that. Okay, so I'm not going to do that one. Okay, so what is the resource I have? What is the asset I have? What is the money I have? With that particular resource, I'm going to do a effective planning. Okay, very effective planning, so I can improve my productivity. For an example, without ERP, I'm just getting a productivity of 30% or 40%. How I want to bring it to 100%? Okay, that is what this ERP is going to have here. Okay, so this ERP tool is not any magic tool, so it will not do any kind of magic. Okay, so it's a performance oriented tool, it's a business tool here. So what is the actual requirement of a business? It will understand the requirement and it will fulfill the requirement. Okay, yes. So simply we can able to see, you can see, okay, so ERP system or the kind of software tools, okay, to manage this data. You can see a word called data here. Okay, so what is this data means for? Okay, so it is ultimately it is going to work on the data here. Okay, it is ultimately it's going to work on the data. So whatever the data we are going to give, so that process the data and it will give you the data. That's it. It's very simple data processing tool. Okay, so what are the different type of ERPs we have in the market? So we have different varieties of ERPs in the market, right? So we have a competitor of SAP like Oracle, Microsoft, JD Edwards, Siemens. So there are n number of ERP tools available in the market. So still SAP holds the top position. Okay, so why it is holding the top position, that we are going to see in the upcoming session. So we have a lot of beautiful sessions where we are going to see and understand about the value of SAP here. Okay, how far you are getting the value of SAP, so you will be getting interest to learn that and you will go to the next level, right? Yes. So this is all about the ERP. So ERP is having a different varieties of options to cover the different departments fulfillment. So what are the different departments we have? So if you have a company, you will have a finance department, you have a materials department, you have a production department, you have a sales department, you have a project department. All the departments can be covered with this ERP. Okay, so out of this, so we are going to use SAP. That is one of the ERP tool. Okay, ERP is a common tool name. Okay, so in that, SAP is a tool, Oracle is a tool, okay, Microsoft is a tool. Okay, this is what you need to understand as a first basic understanding about this, right? Yes. Okay, so now we got an idea about the ERP. Okay, so ERP is a tool, okay, so which is going to help us for a business improvements, okay, business fulfillments, okay, using a data, whatever the data we have, whatever the resource we have, using that, it is going to help us in all aspects. Okay, so in all aspects it's going to help us. Okay, right. So now we are going to inside the most important ERP. I told you, right, there are different ERP tools. The most important ERP, what you are going to learn is an SAP. So what is that SAP? Okay, so from where it came, actually, what it is going to do. So we know something about the ERP now. So what SAP is going to do for us? Okay, let's see that. Right. Okay, so coming into that particular part, so here you can see the introduction of SAP. Okay, so don't get complicated. Okay, so just listen what I'm saying. Okay, just focus on this. Okay, so it will be clear for you. Okay, yes. So SAP stands for, okay, SAP stands for, okay, so SAP stands for, okay, so system, okay, applications, okay, and products for data processing. See, systems, applications, and products in data processing. Very simple. So we have systems, we have some applications, and we have products in SAP for simple data processing. I told you, right, it is going to be a simple data processing tool. Okay, very simple data processing tool. Don't take it as big. Okay, always you don't take SAP as a very big thing, so definitely you cannot learn that. Okay, if you want to learn an SAP software, okay, of course you need to think that as a very little. Okay, so it's a very small software, I can able to learn that. So because it's a simple data processing tool, always think like it's a simple data processing tool, your work is very easy. Okay, right. So the actual SAP product came from German. Okay, so it is a German product. Okay, so normally we will be getting some good engineering oriented products from Germans, right? Normally we know that, so they are specialized in engineering products, right? Yes, but first time we can see a product from IT which is coming from German, which is ruling the world. So that is an SAP. Okay, it's a German product which was developed and invented by the ex-employees of IBM. Okay, so we know all about the IBMs, right? So IBM, okay, computers, right? So from IBM, so they the left out people, okay, 4 different people. So you can check in Wikipedia and all these things. Okay, so we don't want to waste our time in learning all these histories and geographies. Okay, we should focus more on our career and we need to focus more on this SAP. Okay, yes. So it was developed by them. So it was late 70s and 80s they have developed, and it was key. So initially it was not much developed. Okay, so initially it was in 70s and 80s, it was very horrible start for SAP. So there is no market, there is no customer, because that time there was a leading different competitors. We have Oracle, we have Microsoft, JD Edwards. So a lot of things has been taking the lead. Okay, so nothing can be done with an SAP. Okay, that is the actual reason. So what is happening? Okay, but in late 90s, okay, when we started in 90s in mid, okay, so we started booming up. So we are started providing different varieties of SAPs here. Okay, different varieties of SAP here. For an example, okay, so you can just take an example here. Okay, so we started with, for an example, if you see, we started with, okay, SAP, okay, SAP R1. Then we just gone to SAP R2. Then we gone to SAP, okay, R3. So like that, we just slowly improved ourselves by giving a layers. Okay, this all the hierarchies, these all the layers. Okay, so SAP R1 is a layer 1, SAP R2 is a layer 2, SAP R3 is a layer 3. So what are these layers? So these are the hierarchy levels. Okay, these are the layers which is available in SAP. Slowly we just improve. For example, when we go into the architecture part, we are going to see a beautiful topic on this called as SAP architecture. So that time you will be understanding about this particular topic. Okay, so on that particular time you will understand this. What is this R1 and R2 and R3? Okay, so all these things, it's all slowly we just migrated and we get into that one until we reach a product called SAP ECC. Okay, so our market is very dull. So, to be frank, okay, so our market is very dull until we reach a product called SAP ECC. It was launched in late 90s. Late 90s and it's almost in the time of 2000s. Okay, yes. Okay, this is the one of the very successful product here. Okay, so very successful product, okay, in SAP's, okay, career completely. Okay, it's not about R1 and R2 and R3. There is a particular reason. Okay, there is a particular reason why this ECC became very successful on all these things. Okay, we can see that story in later. Okay, so when we go to the comparison and when we go to the architecture, we will discuss about this, all these things. Okay, yes, this is how we came. This is how we came. Okay, yes. So coming back here. Okay, so coming back here. Okay, yes. Okay, this is how we came here. Okay, yes. So the major advantage of using this SAP is, okay, I'll just given this one is, first one is an integration. Okay, so integration with other modules. So first of all, you need to understand what is this SAP is. Okay, SAP is an ERP tool, right? That we are clear about that. Okay, so this is going to process the data and it is going to work on the business operations and customer relations, all these things. Okay, it is going to cover all the departments in a company, so we don't want to worry about that. If you buy this SAP, so we can able to do anything for our company, so that is a fact. Okay, right. So what are the advantages we have is, first thing is we are going to have the integration here. So integration is the most powerful advantage for this particular SAP here. What is this integration? Okay, SAP is a teamwork. First, you need to understand that SAP is a teamwork here. Okay, so no individual consultant is going to work for a project. Okay, so if you are going to work, so you will be an consultant. Okay, so like that, we will be having an SD consultant, we will be having a PP consultant. Like that, every consultant will be there. So we are all going to do a teamwork to do this project. Okay, the SAP implementation we are going to see. I'm going to explain that also. So we have a live implementation and project, one explanation, one separate session will be there for that. Okay, so just please wait for that. Okay, yes. So that kind of integration can be done. So if that integration is done, so we have a team support. So we are transferring our data between the system, okay, between the departments, and we can do that one. We have a very strong integration system here. Okay, yes, and it is completely scalable. Okay, it is scalable. Okay, so what this scalable has is, okay, this SAP can grow with the company and accommodate whatever the changes the business needs, whatever the business need. Okay, we are highly customizable and completely we are scalable, so it is accommodate with any changes we need, we can able to do that one. And we have an option of customization also. So regarding the customization, we have different varieties of products in this one. So we have a on-premise edition, we have a cloud edition. We are going to see that. Okay, so that all things will be interesting. We'll see that. Okay, so we have a customization, highly customizable option. So where SAP can help you to customize based on the business requirement. For an example, all the business, all the manufacturing, all the companies will not have the same requirement. Based on their requirements, okay, so we develop our system. So that is what the advantage in SAP here. And also we have a global support here. So SAP is having a global presence. Okay, so we have a larger presence of implementation team and other things. So the customer has not to worry about anything here. So they will get a support at any time, anything. Okay, so from the different aspect here. Okay, so to whom we are going to work, so who is an implementation team, okay, all these things we are going to see in the project section. Okay, right. Now coming to the disadvantages. Okay, it's not a disadvantage. How I just take this disadvantage as an advantage. I'll just show you. First thing, the complexity. Normally the people will say the SAP is a complex. Yes, it is a complex. Not only SAP, all the ERP tools will be a complex. Okay, until you understand the business process. Very simple. So until you understand the business process, how the business is running. See, every particular business, every particular module will have a logic, business logic. For an example, if you are going for okay, so the metal management, we have one business cycle called as P2P. So procurement to payment cycle. Okay, procurement to pay. Okay, so if you understand that logic, how that procurement to pay works, okay, what is the logic, what is the starting point, what is the end point, if you have a clear logic on that, you can implement SAP for any company. Very simple. So those who not understand the logic, who is not getting this logic, only then they will say that it is a complex. All other people can say it is a user-friendly system. Okay, yes, I just want to highlight this. That is what I just mentioned this also, right? Yes. And second thing, mostly the people will say as a disadvantage is a cost factor. You can see I just mentioned as a cost. You can see SAP is very expensive to purchase and also to be the maintained, and especially the license cost. And also one more thing, the last one, you can see the cost of hiring the SAP certified professionals. Everyone is costly here. Okay, in SAP everyone is costlier. Okay, so you want to purchase a software, it's costly. You want to maintain, it's costly. You are buying to have a license, it is costlier. So if you want to take a consultant, you want to hire a consultant and you want to work on this implementation, they are also costlier, because we are the consultant, right? So we are the consultant. Why we are costlier in the sense? Okay, because the investment, okay, investment demands that. The SAP investment is demands that, okay, this is the cost we need. And one more advantage part, okay, from this we need to take an advantage that even though SAP is asking this all, even though it is costly, still the customers are, okay, still the customers are interested to implement SAP. That is the point we need to take. Okay, that is the point we need to take it. Okay, so even though it is costly, the customers are ready to buy, right? The customers are ready to buy, because I just give you a fact. Okay, so why the customers are ready to buy is, if you take Oracle or Microsoft, any other competitors, okay, having this ERP, right? So they are giving the fact that, okay, so they will get the return of investment in 5 years. Return of investment means you are investing something, right? You are investing some amount, so that will come back to you within 5 years. But SAP, we are just concluding that within 2 to 3 years you will get the return of investment. Within 2 to 3 years, okay, what is the amount you invested in SAP? Within 2 to 3 years you will get the return of investment. So it is very clear. Okay, so we are giving the fact. Okay, so also we have just proved in many areas, so where they got the return of investment within a short period, so the customer are ready to pay for it. Okay, that is an added advantage for a consultant also, because if you are working in a costly software, you also will be a costly one. Okay, so we are going to discuss about that. So what is the cost of a consultant nowadays? Okay, this all point we are going to discuss that. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, right. So now I hope regarding an SAP you will be getting an idea, so you will be comfortable with this, right? Yes. So now let's go to the next point here. Okay, so coming into the SAP, okay, we got an idea. So same thing, I'm just going to show you a small diagram here, so now you can understand what is the work of an SAP here. Okay, you can see how the integrations are happening. You can see, okay, so clearly you can see, okay, so you can see a customer here. Okay, a customer is asking to place an order. Okay, the customer is placing an order here to the sales department. Okay, the sales department is asking that, for an example, he is asking the product in the inventory. You can see it is in inventory, so means the storage. He is asking that whether the product is available or not. Okay, once it is checked, it is not available automatically, so we are asking the production department, okay, so whether they have taken any production or not, because we need the product, right? We need the product. So whether the production has taken this product or not, we are taking that here. If the production, okay, if the production is ready to start that one, but we don't have the raw material for that, for an example, for making a car, so you need a tires, you need an engine, you need a bonnet, all these things. So that is a raw material that we are asking the purchase department to purchase this one. So what you can able to understand here is, see, one requirement from one department is passing on the different departments for a different requirements. So this is called as an integration. So we are integrated. For an example, if we are getting a requirement from some point, we get a help from the another point. So this is what we are going to do. So all our individual consultants will be working on this particular individually, and finally we will all get together to integrate the product, and we are going to give to the customer. Okay, we can able to see that. Okay, we are going to see the business process, all these things. Okay, you will get a better idea, right? Yes. Okay, right. So coming to the next one. Okay, so most important topic here. So we have to have an introduction of SAP S/4HANA. Okay, so just we had an introduction of ERP. Okay, so what is an ERP tool, how it is going to work, and in that ERP tools we have seen about SAP. So what is that SAP? So what is the actual benefit and advantages and disadvantages? We have seen that very clearly. So now we are going to have a small glance about the SAP S/4HANA, which you are going to learn here. Okay, so this is the product you are going to learn here. Okay, yes, so this particular product, what it means. Okay, this is a complete application suite. Okay, you can take it as a business suite, or you can take an application suite. It's a current enterprise application suite. Okay, so there is no product available here now in SAP, so only this product is available in the market. If anyone wants to implement SAP, they want to implement only this, so they don't have any other choice. Okay, it was released on 2015, and it was upgraded. Just it was now it was 8 years now. Okay, so what you need to understand is after R3, I told you, right? R3. Okay, so R1, R2, R3. So it was done on 92. It was happened in 92. After that 92, the biggest change and biggest feature loaded and biggest option loaded, everything is only for this SAP S4. Okay, we don't have any product like this in the market of SAP to give the features. So SAP S4 HANAs have all the features. So we are going to see all the features. Okay, in the next session we are going to see the difference between the previous, means the most trending topic. Okay, so SAP ECC versus S4 HANA. Okay, so most trending topic. Okay, so we are going to see that in the second next session. Okay, so that time you will understand about the thing furthermore. Okay, right. Okay, so in SAP S4 HANA, so what is first of all SAP S4 HANA stands for? Okay, so anyway, we'll see that in the next session. Okay, that is okay. So now I'll just give a small abbreviation about that. Okay, SAP S4 HANA, okay, so stands for SAP, okay, so business suite, or you can take it as application suite. Okay, 4. Okay, what is that 4? We'll be explaining on the next session. Okay, 4. Okay, high performance. Okay, high performance. Okay, so analytic, okay, appliance. Okay, so in this you need to highlight this particular word called high performance. Okay, this is what we are going to give it for the user. So we are going to give the high performance for the user. Okay, so that makes this S4 HANA very stronger here. Okay, so how it is giving high performance? Okay, what is the technology we are using into that? Okay, how it can be differed from the previous product, because previous product is, so we have SAP ECC. Okay, so this is the previous product. So we are going to learn about the both. Okay, so about the ECC and S4 HANA. What is the difference? What is the feature difference? Okay, how we are going to carry out with this S4 HANA in the future? All these things we are going to see in the next session. Okay, right. So this is all about the S4 HANA here. Okay, so yes. Okay, so in S4 HANA, of course, we have two products available. Okay, so two editions, you can say it as editions. Okay, one is a on-premise edition and one is a cloud edition. Okay, so one is on-premise and one is a cloud edition. Okay, so what is this on-premise edition? Okay, so what is this on-premise edition and what is this cloud edition? Okay, so the difference is very simple. See, normally the people will have an idea. On-premise edition in the sense, okay, they will buy the server and they will keep it in our customer area. Okay, so where the customer is located, so we will keep the server. Okay, so where the server we are installing the SAP. Okay, so if you want to implement an SAP, you need a server. Okay, I'll just explain that. Okay, so I'll just explain that when we go to the next session, upcoming session. I will explain about the servers and implementation and all other things also. Don't worry. Okay, so on that time you will be getting a clear understanding. Okay, so on-premise means we are buying our own physical servers. Okay, so we are just installing. Okay, so we are just installing in our own premise. Okay, own company, and we are maintaining that. All our data will be within us. We are not giving to outside. But in cloud edition means, okay, so the cloud edition means, okay, it will be different. For an example, we don't have any physical server. Okay, all our data will be stored in the cloud. For an example, you can take our AWS. So Amazon Web Service are very popular for the cloud service. Like, so we are not paying any amount for the physical servers. Okay, we are not buying anything. So we are just paying the rentals. So we are buying some spaces from the cloud, and every month we'll be paying the rental for that cloud edition. Okay, so not only the cloud edition is only for saving into the cloud, so the on-premise and the cloud edition will have an extreme level of thing also. What is the extreme level? For an example, if you take on-premise edition, okay, so I'll just give an example. So try to understand this. This is one of the important things, so where the people will get confused. Okay, so if you take the on-premise edition, okay, so on-premise edition, okay, so normally the people will know that, okay, so it is a physical server. Okay, you are having a server physically. Okay, it's a physical server. Okay, so cloud platform. Okay, so cloud edition in the sense, okay, so we'll be storing all our data in a cloud. Okay, not only that. Okay, not only that. Okay, even the on-premise edition also you can able to store it in the cloud. See, very simply I'm just saying, okay, so just understand the logic here. Okay, on-premise edition means it's a physical server. Okay, so we are having the physical server on our area. But same thing, those on-premise edition also, what we can able to do is we can able to store it in here also. We can able to store it in the cloud. if we don't have the investment initially. For an example, if you want to invest a server, you need to initially invest for 40 to 50 lakhs initially. If a customer is not willing to invest that much of amount, so they can go for a cloud, so where you will get a cheaper rate, so where you don't want to invest on the servers, okay, you can just buy a cloud, so for a very short period, okay, so or else very for a short period, for a lesser amount, you can pay monthly rental for that, okay, so your problem will be solved. Okay, but this cloud edition, normally people will think that it is only for storing that one, so both are equal, but we are storing in the cloud. No, it is wrong. Okay, that is totally wrong. Okay, so the on-premise is different and this is different. For an example, best example is in on-premise edition, okay, you can do any customization. Okay, so any customization you can do. Customization in the sense whatever the customer asking, so you can do anything in the system and you can give as per the business case. Okay, it's not like one pattern. Okay, so the whatever the customer asks, okay, we can able to change the system based on his requirement. That is what we have in on-premise edition. But if you go for the cloud edition, okay, so what will happen is, okay, so here there is no customization. So it is strictly there is no customization. Okay, there is strictly no customization. Why there is no customization? Because this cloud edition, okay, so it's a predefined software. Okay, it's a predefined software and it consists of some best practices. Okay, it consists of some best practices, means so for this kind of industry this is the best practice, for this kind of industry this is the best practice, like that. Okay, so the cloud edition will be already predefined, so they will be given to you, so you cannot do any customization. Whatever SAP is suggesting for this particular business, the best practice, that you need to adapt. So that is why we have two products. In this on-premise edition will be most widely used and the cloud edition is very less used, because the customization, because now the customer wants, everyone wants a customization, right? So if they don't have any customization, so they have to stick with SAP. So some people will stick with SAP because they thought that whatever SAP is giving, it's good for us. But some people will think that, okay, so no, so whatever my requirement, SAP has to adapt. So based on the different companies, so based on the different business requirement, it will be changing. Okay, so for your better understanding, okay, so this will be normally, so it will be a normal topic, will be discussed everywhere. Okay, so for your career and all these things also, it will be very helpful. Yes, so stick with it, right? Yes. Okay, so now I hope you got some understanding on this particular part. Okay, so regarding that introduction part, okay, introduction to ERP, introduction to SAP, and introduction to SAP S4HANA we have done here. Okay, so on the next session, so what we are going to have is the most awaited topics we are going to see about. Okay, so SAP, okay, so ECC versus S4HANA. So what is the comparison between that? That is a trending topic now. So SAP ECC versus S4HANA, so that is the trending topic. So we have here, so that we are going to see. So what is the difference between SAP ECC and S4HANA? So based on that, so we are going to continue the session. Okay, right. So I think in this session, I think you will be having a clear idea on this part. Okay, so what you need to have a base about this particular thing is, so you need to have an idea about the ERP now. Okay, so what is an ERP? Okay, so when you are practicing, you need to have an idea about the ERP. Okay, so what is an ERP? Okay, so what the ERP does? Okay, what are the different varieties of ERP tools we have in the market? Okay, you have to list it down. Okay, so SAP is the first, then Oracle is second, third is Microsoft, like that. You have to list it down, so then only you can able to recall that. And coming for SAP, so you need to understand what is an SAP. So what kind of product is this SAP? Okay, so what this product will do for a business, how it is going to improve the productivity, all these things you need to have this one. Okay, yes. And SAP is offering different modules, as I told you. So we have the module for materials, for the production, for the sales, for the finance, all the modules, all the departments we have in a company. So SAP can be applicable. Okay, so in that we are going to focus on here, but SAP is applicable for all the modules, right? Yes. Then we just seen about SAP S4HANA here. Then this SAP S4HANA. So how this SAP S4HANA is treated as this one, and this is considered as one of the biggest changes after 20 years, because 1992 is something very far, right? After that, there is a big change and offerings happen in SAP, in the sense it is S4HANA. That is what you are going to learn now, right? Yes. And also we have seen about the different type of editions here. Okay, so the on-premise and the cloud edition for your better understanding, because the customers normally will have a doubt on this, because the doubts will be cleared only with the consultants. You are a consultant. Okay, so to whom they will be asking that? So to you they will be asking all the queries, so you should be ready with all the answers. Okay, then only you can able to, okay, so you can able to convince the customers, right? Yes. Okay, so on the next session we'll be seeing about this ECC and S4 HANA. Yes, so thank you so much. Yes.